Did you know the average American spends over $1,500 each year on things they don't need? That's not including bills or savings, just stuff. And the worst part? Over 80% of those purchases are impulse buys. We're living in a world where it's easier than ever to buy things. Everywhere you look, there's a sale, a new trend, or an ad tempting you to splurge. But what if I told you that you could stop wanting to buy all that stuff, and feel better for it? Imagine freeing up your time, energy, and money for things that truly matter. In this video, we'll reveal simple strategies that can help you stop the constant urge to buy, without feeling deprived. We'll show you how to unplug from the consumer culture, adopt a minimalist mindset, and make smarter purchases. By the end, you'll have the tools you need to live frugally, and still love your life. Ready to stop the shopping cycle? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Unplugging from the consumer machine. Have you ever noticed how much time you spend online? Whether scrolling through Instagram, binge-watching YouTube, or shopping online, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting more. Social media and advertisements are designed to make you feel like you need the latest gadget, clothing, or lifestyle. It's no surprise that, according to a 2021 report from the American Psychological Association, 61% of people say they experience stress because of money and materialism. That stress often leads to impulse buying. One of the best ways to fight this urge is to unplug from the constant stream of advertising. Try reducing your time on social media and unsubscribe from email lists that tempt you to shop. Research has shown that people who actively reduce exposure to consumer-driven platforms spend less money. If you still want to engage online, follow accounts that promote minimalism or frugality. Over time, you'll begin to crave the simplicity they promote instead of the latest purchases. Another strategy is setting up your online shopping experience to work against your habits. Many platforms now allow you to block or mute ads, so you're not constantly bombarded. The less you see, the less likely you are to make unnecessary purchases. A study by the University of Michigan found that people are less likely to buy things when they are distracted or preoccupied with other activities. So, keep yourself busy with other hobbies or productive tasks that don't revolve around shopping. Chapter 2. The Power of Zero. Embracing a minimalist mindset. If you want to stop buying unnecessary things, it helps to shift your mindset to embrace minimalism. But minimalism isn't just about getting rid of clutter, it's about focusing on what truly matters. The idea is simple: buy less, live more. According to the Minimalists, a popular blog and book, living with less actually leads to greater happiness and freedom. In fact, they claim that fewer possessions lead to less stress and more mental clarity. Start by focusing on the things you absolutely need and eliminate the rest. This doesn't mean you have to live in an empty house, but think of it as a way to clear out the distractions in your life. Studies show that a tidy home contributes to a clear mind and greater well-being. One interesting fact: people who are surrounded by clutter are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and even low productivity. Here's a quick tip. Before you buy anything, ask yourself if it will truly add value to your life. Does it help you grow, learn, or improve your daily life in some way? If not, it's probably not worth your money. By consistently asking these questions, you'll start to make purchases that align with your core values, not just what the world tells you to buy. Chapter 3. Frugal FOMO. Beating the fear of missing out. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is one of the biggest triggers for unnecessary spending. We all have that feeling when we see a new product or trendy item, thinking we'll be left behind if we don't get it. In fact, a study from the University of California found that social comparison, the act of comparing yourself to others, directly influences consumer behavior. The more you compare, the more you feel pressured to spend. But here's a secret: FOMO doesn't have to control you. The first step is recognizing that most of what you think you're missing out on doesn't actually bring lasting happiness. People often buy things because they want to keep up with others, but those purchases rarely lead to long-term satisfaction. According to a study published in the Journal of Consumer Research, people are more likely to regret impulse buys than purchases they took time to think about. To fight FOMO, practice gratitude. Studies have shown that people who regularly express gratitude feel less need to purchase things to make them happy. Take a moment each day to appreciate the things you already own, the experiences you've had, and the relationships you cherish. Gratitude helps shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do. Another great tactic is to challenge the idea that you're missing out. Next time you feel the urge to buy something because of FOMO, remind yourself that you don't need to be part of every trend. Instead, focus on the unique things that make you happy. Remember, happiness doesn't come from what's on sale, it comes from how you choose to spend your time and energy. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to live frugally and stop unnecessary spending. Chapter 4. Hack your habits. Small tweaks for big savings. One of the biggest reasons we end up buying things we don't need is simple habit. Every time we pass a store, receive a discount email, or scroll through social media, we're triggering impulses to spend. According to a 2020 study by the Federal Reserve, nearly 40% of people say they spend on impulse when they get the chance. The good news? You can rewire those habits with just a few small changes. Start by creating a shopping list and sticking to it. Simple as it sounds, research shows that shoppers who plan their purchases in advance buy fewer unplanned items. In fact, the Journal of Consumer Research found that impulse purchases decrease by 40% when people have a pre-made shopping list. Whether you're shopping for groceries, clothes, or online, having a list keeps you focused and prevents random, unnecessary buys. Another strategy is practicing the 24-hour rule. If you see something you think you need, wait 24 hours before making a purchase. This simple delay often helps you realize the item wasn't as important as you thought. The book Your Money or Your Life by Joe Dominguez and Vicki Robin discusses how this rule has saved countless people from impulse purchases, helping them focus on long-term financial health instead of momentary satisfaction. Finally, reduce temptation by avoiding places where you know you'll be tempted to spend. If you're constantly tempted by online sales, remove shopping apps from your phone or unsubscribe from deal emails. A study by the University of Minnesota showed that people who cut back on time spent in shopping environments are less likely to make impulse purchases. Chapter 5. Buy less, live more. The secret to lasting happiness. Many of us assume that more stuff equals more happiness. But research consistently shows that this simply isn't true. In fact, a study from Princeton University found that once you earn a certain amount, around $75,000 annually, more money doesn't necessarily lead to increased happiness. The key to lasting contentment lies in experiences, relationships, and personal growth, things that don't require spending money. So, instead of focusing on material possessions, shift your energy toward things that bring you joy but don't come with a price tag. Think about spending quality time with friends, learning a new skill, or pursuing a hobby you love. According to The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama, the greatest source of happiness comes from within, not from what you own. People who focus on personal experiences rather than material goods report higher levels of life satisfaction. One great way to practice this strategy is to focus on experience gifts for yourself and others. Instead of buying more things, invest in memories, like taking a cooking class or going for a hike in nature. A 2014 study published in Journal of Consumer Research found that people who spend money on experiences, rather than material goods, report greater happiness and feel more fulfilled. Chapter 6. From Wants to Worth. Transform your mindset. The final strategy for curbing unnecessary spending is transforming the way you evaluate your purchases. Instead of asking, "Do I want this?" ask yourself, "Is this worth it?" This simple shift in perspective can make a world of difference. As The Simple Path to Wealth author J.L. Collins suggests, wealth is not the money you make but the money you don't spend. The more thoughtful you are about your spending, the less likely you are to waste money on things you don't truly need. Before making any purchase, ask yourself if it will truly add value to your life. Does it help you achieve your long-term goals? Will it improve your quality of life in a meaningful way? Studies show that people who ask themselves these questions before buying tend to make more thoughtful and intentional purchases. One survey from the National Bureau of Economic Research revealed that people who prioritize value over instant gratification report greater financial stability and satisfaction. It's also helpful to keep track of your spending. Try tracking every dollar you spend for a month. Research shows that people who actively monitor their finances spend 12–20% less than those who don't. By simply being aware of where your money is going, you'll make more conscious decisions about what's worth spending on and what's not. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more practical frugal living tips. By focusing on value, being mindful of your spending, and considering the bigger picture, you'll shift from a mindset of want to one of worth.